Hi, I'm Colleen Whiteford, physical therapist, and I'd like to talk a little bit about footwear and things I've learned over the years. I consider what you put on your feet to be the most important piece of clothing on your body, so it deserves priority and a little bit higher consideration. The ideal characteristics of a good shoe or sandal are certainly easier to find when you're talking about an athletic shoe versus a dress shoe. But with a little bit of understanding and work, you can find more of the characteristics in an ideal dress shoe as well. So the first consideration with the shoe wear is what's happening at the heel cup. The heel cup is basically a plastic or other material cup that's embedded into the heel of the shoe. And you shouldn't be able to crush the shoe when pressing down on it. This one has a good heel cup. Whereas this shoe, while it looks nice and athletic approaching, it doesn't have a very good heel cup at all. There's a little bit of material giving some support, but it's very different than this one. So that's the first ideal characteristic. The second important aspect of shoe wear is the midfoot. And I think this is the most important element of a good shoe. So when I'm talking about the midfoot, I mean this area right in here, not at the heel and not at the toe. And you shouldn't be able to bend the shoe in the midfoot. So here's another example of a good shoe with a good midfoot. I can't bend it in this middle area here. As opposed to this sandal, it's easy to crush it. So when you can take a shoe or a sandal and do this to it, it's not giving much support to the midfoot because our foot doesn't bend in here either. Our foot bends at the toe box, more toward the toes. So a third characteristic of good shoes is the toe box. And what I mean by that is looking at this area in here being nice, round, full. Again, it's easier to find in an athletic shoe than it is in a dress shoe, but with a little bit of work, you can try to find it, as opposed to this one. You can see the difference in the toe box. So price really doesn't dictate what kind of shoe you're going to get. You can pay a lot and get a very inadequate, non-supportive piece of footwear, and you can also get a good one on sale. Brand names also aren't to be relied upon. I like Merrells. I have a lot of Merrells, and I like Keens, and they typically make a good shoe, but I don't count on every Merrell or every Keen being good. I look at each shoe on its own merit. Nike makes some good footwear, but this is an example of one that's not so supportive and good for you. So beware of assuming things based on just the brand name. Also, how long you're going to be on your feet and what you're going to be doing is a factor to consider. If you're going to dinner, going to be sitting around, then okay, I would say this one might do all right. If I'm going to be walking around on my feet all day, very active, whether I'm at work or somewhere else, I'll wear a shoe that gives me a little bit better support. So I hope those elements make sense and are helpful for you. Thanks for watching.